We're going to look at solving a percent mixture problem using a system of linear equations. Now, first I want to say don't be scared, right? When you see all these percentages and mixing, it looks crazy, but it's going to be okay. So here we have two types of drinks. The first is 60% pure fruit juice. The second is 85% pure fruit juice. I don't know why I can't say that. The company wants to make a drink that is 75% fruit juice. How many pints of each of these existing types must be used to make 80 pints of a mixture that is 75% fruit juice? So, I know that sounds crazy, right? But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill out this chart. So we have amounts, right, of each drink. We have how much the percentage of juice in each drink, which will give us the amount of pure juice in each drink. So for drink one, we know we're going to call it X. You could call it Q, whatever makes you happy. And it is 60% fruit juice. So that means the amount of fruit juice in the drink is the amount of the drink times the percent of pure juice, right? So 60% is 0.6. Same thing with drink two. We're going to call drink two Y, and it is 85% juice, which means that the amount of that in my drink would be 0.85 Y. Then we're going to look at the information they give me about the mixture. We want 80 pints that is 75% juice. So 75%. So the amount that I want at the end is the 0.75 times 80, which is 60. Once you've made your chart, your equations are easy. Our first one comes from here. We know that the amount of drink one plus the amount of drink two needs to equal 80, right? Now we're talking about the amount of pure juice. So our other equation is here. The pure juice in drink one and the pure juice in drink two should equal 60. Now we're down to just solving the system. First, I'm going to get rid of those decimals. Well, I guess I'm not. First, I'll rewrite the top one, solving for X. I could solve for Y if I preferred. Now I'll multiply the second equation, everything through by 100, so we can get rid of those decimals. If you're comfortable working with decimals, you don't have to do this step. Now, in my second equation, I'm going to replace the Y with its value. So there we go. And now I need to distribute the 85 to both terms. So there we go. And I need to subtract 6,800 from both sides. And I also have a couple of like terms here that I'll combine, which gives me negative 25x is negative 800. Dividing both sides by negative 25, I get that x is 32. And that's pints, right? So now looking at my y, I want to replace the x with its value. So y is 80 minus 32, which is 48 pints. So my answer is I want 32 pints of the first drink, which is the one that had the 60% pure juice, and 48 pints of the second. Let's look at another example. I have a chemical company that wants to mix pure water with their antifreeze solution to create an inexpensive mixture. Okay, so we're going to be looking at antifreeze and water. So first, we're going to fill out this chart. We have the amount, the percent of the antifreeze, and then the amount of antifreeze. Water, solution, mixture. Well, we don't know how much water, right? So I'm going to call that amount W. But I want you to think about water. Water is 0% antifreeze, right? I don't know much about chemistry, honestly, but I do know that you should not drink antifreeze, right? So the amount of antifreeze with the water is just going to be 0. Now let's look at our solution. The amount of our solution, I'm going to call it S, but you could call it X, Y, Z, whatever. And it says that the solution that they're going to mix has 70% antifreeze. So the amount of antifreeze in that is going to be the 0.7 S. Then let's look at the mixture they want. They want 140 gallons, so that's going to be the total, with 15% antifreeze. So the amount in that mixture is 140 times the 0.15, which is 21. So now that I have my chart filled out, I can pull my equations. My first equation is coming here, right? So W plus S is 140. My second equation is coming from here, right? Which is going to be just 0.7 S equals 21, right? Because there's no antifreeze in water, right? So next, I'm going to go ahead and multiply this by 10 to get rid of that decimal. You don't have to. So I get 7S is 210. So now I can go ahead and divide both sides by 7. So S is 30. So that's 30 gallons of the 70% solution. Now I'm going to go back up to my W plus S is 140. And I'm going to replace the S with its amount. So W plus 30 is 140. Subtracting 30 from both sides, we have 110. And so that's 110 gallons of water. So anytime you get these types of questions, always think about the chart, whether we're talking about antifreeze or fruit juice or some other chemical mixture. You're always going to have these 3 basic rows: an amount, a percentage, and then the amount again, where you multiply how much you have times the percentage of whatever it is. I hope you found this helpful.